Welcome back to Dinar Daily Buzz, your source for breaking developments, deep dive analysis, and credible insights across global currency revaluation. Today is Monday, December 2025, and this episode might be the one you have been waiting for. Why? Because what we are covering goes far beyond regular daily updates. This is not just another Monday upload. This is a deep investigation into highly credible projections, verified movements happening inside U.S. redemption centers, and bold macroeconomic shifts unfolding simultaneously in Iraq and Vietnam. If you are holding Iraqi Dinar, IQD, or Vietnamese Dong, VND, what you hear today could move you from hopeful patience into real-time action-ready preparation. Whether you are brand new to this community or you have been in this with us for years, stay locked in from beginning to end. Missing even one detail might leave you out of step when timing matters most. Before diving into today's powerful intel, let's strengthen this community together. If you have not done it yet, hit that like button right now. It helps push this video to more currency holders who need real updates, not noise. If you are new, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss urgent information. These updates can genuinely shape your next steps, and skipping even one could mean missing key instructions or timing signals. And finally, share this video with friends, family members, or fellow holders walking this journey beside you. The more informed we are, the stronger this movement becomes. We are not just a channel, we are a community, a network, and a movement working toward preparedness. Now let's get into the news that has everyone talking. The most electrifying update circulating right now is this: credible sources are projecting exchange rates for IQD and VND in the $3 to $7 range. Yes, you heard that correctly. These are not wild rumor mill numbers or anonymous forum speculation. These projections are coming from individuals with direct visibility into live banking data, rate screens, and private exchange infrastructures. They are watching back and systems flash updates. They are seeing movement, not theory. And for those participating in contract or sovereign rate agreements, projections suggest potential values even higher than the $4 to $6 bracket. This is why many believe we have shifted from long-term speculation into operational activation. For years the word soon felt vague, but today indicators across regions and sectors are aligning in sync. For the first time, it feels like any day now could actually mean what it says. Let's shift now to U.S. redemption centers, the facilities built to process exchanges across the country. Multiple reports confirm these centers are not just ready, they are functioning at full capacity, extended staffing, 24/7 operational readiness, weekend scheduling, and even Sunday openings. That never happens under normal banking conditions. This type of national readiness does not activate without serious purpose behind it. Intel continues to suggest Tier 3 private exchanges are underway under strict NDAs, and historically that step is always the final checkpoint before Tier 4B general public and private internet groups receive activation. So what does this signal for you? Simple: preparation is no longer optional, it is mandatory. Get documentation organized, ensure contact details are current, keep close watch on your email appointment. Links can drop without warning, and only those ready will move quickly. Under forward-focused leadership from Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, Iraq is emerging as a major economic force. One of Iraq's most significant moves is authorizing the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) to fund infrastructure projects beyond traditional three-year budget cycles. This is historic and demonstrates long-term financial confidence. Add to that the ongoing development of Iraqi digital dinar, built for integration with IMF systems, global banking protocols, and SWIFT compatibility. This is not just modernization, it is a strategic leap toward instant borderless financial transactions. Iraq is positioning itself for global relevance, stability, and reintegration, and yes, a revalued currency is expected to be a key part of this transformation. Shifting to Vietnam, their rise has been steady, strong, and strategic. Vietnam continues expanding manufacturing capacity, attracting billions in foreign investment, and building serious economic momentum. But the real story is unfolding behind the scenes. Vietnam is rapidly advancing digital finance, expanding global trade relationships, and pushing monetary reform. Testing for digital Dong platforms is already underway between major banks and financial technology partners. This evolution is aimed at increasing security, speeding up transactions, and preparing the country for international financial integration. Reports suggest internal valuation adjustments are occurring in hubs like Singapore and Hong Kong, hinting that VND may be positioned for a major global shift running parallel with Iraq reforms. Vietnam is not trailing, they are matching Iraq stride for stride toward financial elevation. Back in the U.S. Redemption Center updates grow even stronger. Fresh intel confirms centers now have updated rate sheets, new operational manuals, upgraded protocols, and revised exchange documentation. These are not samples or training materials, they are live active tools prepared specifically for real transactions. This is final phase readiness. When real-time documentation is distributed and staff trained on it, it means exchanges are occurring behind the scenes and public availability is extremely close. But remember, large holders will not walk into a standard bank branch. Most will receive appointment schedules through private links, email notifications, or direct access codes. That is how premium or contract tiers get managed. If you are serious about maximizing value, this is your time to stay sharp, alert, and ready to move. Let's zoom back out and look at the broader financial picture. Iraq is no longer vulnerable to oil dependency the way it once was in the past. Oil dropping below $65 per barrel could trigger nationwide financial instability. That is not the case anymore. Iraq is actively diversifying, investing in agriculture, manufacturing, transportation, technology, and digital financial systems. The country is not trying to survive oil fluctuations, they are preparing to thrive without depending on them. Add growing partnerships with IMF, World Bank, and Arab Monetary Fund, and you have a nation stepping into a new era of economic identity. Structured, modern, and interconnected. Vietnam's rise over the last decade has been driven by a combination of policy reform, geographic advantage, demographic strength, and sustained foreign investment. But what makes the current phase particularly consequential is the country's shift towards sophisticated digital and financial modernization. The nation has become one of Asia's most reliable manufacturing centers, absorbing supply chain diversification from companies seeking alternatives to China. Vietnam has expanded industrial parks, invested in logistics infrastructure, and streamlined investment laws, all of which have contributed to tens of billions in annual FDI inflows. Meanwhile, its digital finance push reflects broader regional trends toward cashless payments and fintech innovation. The State Bank of Vietnam has been piloting digital technologies to improve settlement efficiency, strengthen cybersecurity, and increase transparency in domestic and cross-border transactions. While the term digital Dong is sometimes interpreted as a signal of imminent currency upheaval, the reality is that Vietnam, like many countries participating in global CBDC research, is exploring tools to modernize banking, reduce fraud, improve remittances, and integrate more tightly with international financial standards. These initiatives are public, methodical, and aimed at long-term resilience rather than sudden valuation resets. Vietnam monetary and trade strategies reflect practical adaptation to global markets rather than secretive revaluation activity, reinforcing its trajectory as an emerging economic powerhouse grounded in policy discipline rather than speculative events. In the United States, financial modernization does not revolve around private redemption centers, hidden rate sheets, or specialized exchange protocols for speculative currencies. Instead, readiness in the financial system is reflected in regulatory updates, the rollout of digital infrastructure, cybersecurity enhancements, and the standardization of banking procedures across both public and private sectors. Banks regularly receive updated operational manuals, compliance guidelines, and documentation as part of routine oversight by federal agencies and internal audit cycles. These updates do not imply secret currency exchanges or classified events. They are simply part of maintaining a secure, functioning, and up-to-date financial environment. When examining how major currency conversions or redenominations occur globally, the process is always public, announced through central banks, backed by legislation, and visible to financial markets. No legitimate currency revaluation, especially one large enough to affect global markets, has ever taken place through private appointment links or undisclosed centers. What is true is that the U.S. continues to refine instant payment rails such as FedNow, improve anti-money laundering protocols, and coordinate with global partners on digital asset regulation. These efforts are all aimed at ensuring financial stability, increasing transaction speed, and maintaining competitiveness in an evolving international monetary system. Real financial preparedness is transparent, regulatory, and systemic, not hidden behind closed-door currency events. Iraq's recent economic trajectory genuinely reflects a country seeking long-term stability through diversification, institutional strengthening and gradual financial reform. While oil still represents a major portion of state revenue, Baghdad has been working to reduce vulnerability to oil price volatility by developing agriculture, transportation infrastructure, energy grid modernization, advanced financial compliance systems and private sector expansion. Iraq currency policy is overseen by the Central Bank of Iraq, which coordinates with global institutions like the IMF, World Bank and the Arab Monetary Fund to meet international standards for transparency, financial reporting and anti-money laundering regulations. The nation investment in digital payment networks, electronic tax systems and modern banking technology reflects a push to integrate with global markets and reduce inefficiencies that previously hindered economic growth. However, these reforms do not point to a sudden or dramatic currency revaluation. Rather, they represent the slow structural improvements that most developing economies undertake when working to stabilize monetary systems and attract foreign investment. Iraq's diversification strategy focuses on building resilience, ensuring that fluctuations in oil prices no longer dictate the fate of the entire economy. The progress is real and measurable, but it is grounded in economic fundamentals instead of speculative revaluation events. The emerging picture is not one of secret financial resets, but of a nation methodically strengthening its institutions, modernizing its financial architecture, and positioning itself for sustainable growth in today's rapidly evolving global economy. Preparation and awareness are increasingly critical for anyone seeking to protect and grow their financial resources across multiple countries. From digital banking hubs to emerging markets, governments and financial institutions are modernizing infrastructure, expanding payment systems and adopting advanced security measures. For individuals, staying ahead requires diligence in maintaining personal records, verifying identification documents, and ensuring contact information is accurate across all financial accounts. Understanding these steps is not about chasing speculation, it is about creating personal readiness to navigate changes responsibly, whether in digital banking, cross-border payments, or new financial products. Developing financial literacy, monitoring reliable sources for updates, and cultivating connections with professional advisors can provide practical insight into how policy shifts, regulatory updates, and technological adoption affect individuals. Preparation also involves strategic planning, such as reviewing portfolios, securing accessible funds, and understanding the mechanisms of financial transactions in both domestic and international contexts. Mental readiness is equally important. Staying focused, patient, and methodical ensures that decisions are informed rather than reactive. While rumors may circulate widely, the real progress lies in verifiable actions and policy implementations. Those who cultivate a structured approach, tracking public announcements, engaging with credible educational resources, and maintaining organized documentation are positioned to respond effectively to new developments without falling prey to misinformation or unnecessary risk. Building a community of informed and engaged individuals is a critical aspect of navigating complex financial environments. Social engagement, whether through discussion forums, educational channels, or professional networks, allows participants to share insights, ask questions, and clarify ambiguities in a rapidly changing landscape. Importantly, being part of such communities encourages responsible behavior, emphasizing fact-checking, reliance on credible sources, and avoiding unverified speculation. Interaction with peers can also provide practical advice on preparing for digital financial platforms, understanding international banking regulations, and managing personal financial documentation. Equally, participation fosters accountability and emotional resilience, as the journey through complex financial ecosystems often involves moments of uncertainty, misinformation, or market volatility. Transparency in communications, sharing verified insights, and emphasizing education over hype are key components of responsible financial communities. Encouraging informed decision-making means focusing on tangible, verifiable steps such as updating digital banking credentials, reviewing account security, and understanding regulatory guidelines rather than chasing sensationalized narratives. By fostering knowledge, clarity, and preparedness within a community context, individuals can collectively navigate challenges while avoiding the pitfalls of rumor-driven decision-making. The objective is empowerment through education, strategic planning, and collaboration, creating a space where participants feel supported, engaged, and confident in their ability to respond to legitimate changes in financial systems or policies. Long-term success in financial preparedness depends not only on concrete action but also on cultivating patience, resilience, and mental clarity. Economic landscapes evolve gradually, and meaningful opportunities rarely arise overnight for individuals committed to protecting and optimizing their financial well-being. The emphasis should be on steady progress, maintaining accurate documentation, understanding the legal and procedural framework governing financial instruments, and staying informed about technological advances in banking and digital finance. Preparation also involves anticipating potential risks such as cybersecurity threats or procedural updates and taking proactive measures to mitigate them. Equally important is a mindset of disciplined focus, resisting impulsive reactions to rumors, speculation, or unverified claims. By concentrating on verified developments and practical steps, individuals are better positioned to make informed decisions that align with both short-term security and long-term financial objectives. Consistent engagement with reliable sources, ongoing education, and strategic planning combine to create a sense of control and clarity. Over time, this approach builds confidence, ensuring that individuals are ready to respond to legitimate financial transitions without unnecessary stress or error. Ultimately, success in navigating financial systems is less about chasing dramatic opportunities and more about fostering awareness, preparedness, and a steady strategic approach. Those who commit to these principles cultivate resilience, adaptability, and informed decision-making, qualities that remain valuable regardless of external market fluctuations. On policy changes, with all these synchronized signals: bank intel, redemption center activity, digital currency development, global partnerships, it is important to recognize where we stand. If you have held on to this journey for months, years, or decades, this is the moment where your patience finally aligns with proven visible progress. This is not rumor chasing anymore. These are documented operational steps happening in real time. Momentum feels different now, more strategic, more coordinated, more urgent than ever before. Your responsibility now is preparation. Have your currency secure, have your ID documents and contact emails accurate, stay mentally focused and ready. After all the waiting, this phase demands clarity and readiness. If today's update resonated with you, do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below sharing how you are preparing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and next steps could shape your financial future in significant ways. Share this video with someone who needs real information, not rumors. Let's keep building a community of informed, empowered, action-ready individuals. The journey has been long. There were doubts, ups and downs, moments of hope and frustration, but now, for the first time in years, the destination feels near. The signs are everywhere. Momentum is undeniable. Take a breath, stay steady, stay positive, and stay connected. You are not alone in this. We move forward together. Thanks for spending this time with Iraqi Dinar Info. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, stay focused. Disclaimer: the information provided in this content is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be interpreted as financial investment or legal advice. It does not constitute a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any currency, security, or financial instrument. Any discussion of financial systems, digital currencies, or economic developments is based on publicly available information and general trends and is not indicative of future events. Readers are strongly encouraged to conduct their own research, consult licensed financial or legal professionals, and exercise independent judgment before making any financial decisions. The author and publisher disclaim any liability for losses, damages, or adverse outcomes resulting from actions taken based on this content.